What's going on, everybody? As always, your Vice President Scott Evans here. Shoot episode 2 of our Q&A. We'll be able to bring these episodes to you as fast as you guys ask questions. We answered about 10 questions last week, and we got another 10, so we figured it's about time to shoot another video. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorite videos to bring, because it's honestly, it comes down to you guys. We get to engage with our supporters and everything. It's all in all, just a fun time to talk with you guys and hear your thoughts and concerns on what we're doing. Let's get right into it. First question from our friend Rachel on Snapchat, and she wants to know, what is the biggest fish we've ever caught? Probably halibut up in Alaska, or when I was a kid, we went out, like 10 years old, we went out to Hawaii, and not even to fish, just kind of had family vacation out there, and my dad and I decided we were going to fish off the beach at night and caught like a 4-foot hammerhead shark. So all in all, as a 10-year-old kid, I never wanted to go swimming in the ocean again. But yeah, probably a halibut or that shark. Hopefully we're going to be able to get down south and be able to catch some big stripers or big catfish or something like that. Second question, another one of our incredible friends on Snapchat, wants to know what type of bass jigs we fish with. Honestly, don't fish with bass jigs yet. I'm a firm believer of the Cinco worm, baby bass, color, and rainbow trout. But we've got a good friend downstate. His name's Dustin. I know you're watching. Shout out to you, brother. Who wins a heck load of bass tournaments and makes his own jigs. I think they're just like an ounce and a half jig head with the wire bristles. They can make them weedless, and then different colored skirts. So he's sending a couple of those up to us. So we'll let you know how those go. Our third question. Two questions in one, third and fourth. What type of bait caster do you use, and how long did it take you to learn how to use? Well, I've got it right here. I use I think it's like a 6.6 foot Abu Garcia. Got 65-pound Power Pro on there, and honestly, I'm pretty persistent and really patient, but it took me about 3 days to have any confidence with this thing, and that was after my third spool of line on here. I would get such bad backlashes. I would literally sit there for an hour and a half trying to pick them out, and it wouldn't work. So I'd go in and start snipping, which it was a learning curve for sure. But now that I know how to use it a little bit, I love it. We've reeled in some decent fish, no problem on it. So Abu Garcia. Fifth question from our buddy Jarrett Hill on Instagram. He wants to know, who got us the most motivated about fishing? Simple. That was my father for sure. I mean, I don't know if I actually remember this, or I've just heard him tell the story so many times that it's like engraved in my head. I guess when I was like 2 or 3 years old and could barely even walk, I was out, and I guess I had these Mickey Mouse boots. We were out ice fishing on Union Lake downstate, and I stepped in a hole. The first hole that he drilled, I stepped right into it. Started crying, and so he puts me in the shanty and dries off my boot, puts on a new sock, new boot. All right, cool. So I walk out, and right away I step right back into another hole. So I was out on the ice and out fishing at a very young age. And aside from that, Jeremy Wade from River Monsters, I love that guy. Sixth question from our buddy Matthew Arnold on Instagram. He wants to know how we got started with Hunters for Life. I was honestly waiting for somebody to ask this one. And well, as you guys already know, I'm legally blind. Up until 7th grade, I had 20/20 vision. So I was just starting to get into the hunting aspect. I was already fishing quite a bit with my dad and grandpa and friends and stuff at that point. But my dad kind of realized that this was going to be a challenge for us, and definitely did not want me to lose interest in the outdoors. So he did everything he could possibly do to make sure that I stayed passionate about the outdoors. So I think by him seeing the impact that he had on my life, he was inspired to come up with the idea for Hunters for Life to be able to help other people that may not yet have a passion or may have lost sight of their passion for the outdoors. And I kind of just saw what he was doing and realized that it would be incredible to work with my family. So I said, all right, what can I do? And starting to figure out pretty well how to use social media. So that's kind of how we got started. I kind of like to say he had a midlife crisis and wanted to be able to give back to society, and Hunters for Life is it. 7th question. Where did it go? What are your favorite pike spinners? Well, let me tell you. Got them right here, actually. Called Pike Dreamers. Shout out to my buddy Eric. He hand makes these. I'll show you guys a couple of my favorites. This one and this one. Honestly, they're just as good, if not better than Meps. They catch bass. I caught bass and pike on them so far. I think I'll end up catching a walleye eventually, but so far, some super nice smallmouth and some pretty good pike. Not the 40-inch or after, but some pretty good fish. These are my two favorite color schemes. If you guys watched that video of us fishing in the rain down at the Dead River, this is the spinner we were using, and she's got some battle wounds. Question number 8. What is your biggest fear? Man enough to admit this one. I am beyond terrified of snakes. Even like gardener snakes. If there's a snake in the middle of the road or on the mountain bike trail, there's a good chance I'm going to crash. Question 9. Scott, I see that you read lots of books. If you could recommend one book, what would you recommend? Great question. Honestly, I think one of the first books that I ever read was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This Asian guy that lives out in Hawaii, an incredible entrepreneur, author, and just hands down incredible human being. But it basically talks about the differing paradigms between a millionaire entrepreneur, his quote unquote his rich dad, or his real father, who was a superintendent of the the school district out on the island they were on. I think it was Maui. I could be wrong on that, but really just talks about the two different paradigms between a successful employee and a successful entrepreneur. So, and it was rated the #1 business book for like 5+ years. So it's a great book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I highly recommend it. Last question. What is Hunters for Life mission statement? Well, it is our mission to make the great outdoors accessible to anyone and everyone, regardless of age, limitation, or disability, one partner at a time. So basically, more or less, what we want to do a little bit deeper than that is we want to inspire you guys by seeing us helping out in the community, whether that be taking kids, veterans, disabled people, whatever it may be. We want to, inspire you guys to go out and help out in your own community. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's episode. I appreciate all of you guys for asking us questions, and if there's anything else you want to know or any thoughts, comments, concerns, let us know. Please like this video, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to have those new t-shirts here pretty soon, and we would love to give you guys some. So, as always, your Vice President Scott Evans here. Happy adventures.